Good day. Welcome everyone to our discussion for lesson 3 of our General Education 8 or Ethics. This time of February, we are in the month of heart, and the theme of romance is fit in our discussion. Imagine a situation this February 14th wherein there are persons who invited you for date as of now, and they have chatted you or texted you at the same time, at the same place. But the question is, who do you want to date with this Feb 14th? The same question asks, whom do you choose? This one or the other? However, you encountered confusion because you like them both, but you have only to choose one. Maybe when you choose the two persons or three persons, then it's not good because they wanted you and they wanted the date to be exclusive. So, what will you do? Sino yung pipiliin mo? Ang gusto mo na hindi ka gusto? Or yung tao gusto sa'yo pero hindi mo gusto? So, this is an example of what we call moral dilemma. That in our life, there are scenarios, there are situations, there are events which challenge our choice for what is right. Moral dilemmas are almost part of our daily life. They are confusions. They are complexities which obstacle or block our decision making because we might have to sacrifice values. Moral dilemmas can never be disregarded, or even we cannot avoid them. These are tugs of war that might impede the autonomy or the immediate decision making that we have. So, what will we do when we encounter moral dilemma? In ethics, there are two principles of moral actions. We have the direct voluntariness. At the same time, we have the indirect voluntariness. What do we mean by direct voluntariness? Direct voluntariness is when we do an action, when we do action good, the result is good. But when we do action evil, the result is evil. It means that it is immediate. But indirect moral actions or indirect voluntariness would tell us that when you do this particular action, it might be good, it might be evil, or it might be bad, it might be correct, or it might be wrong. Say for instance, you cheated money to the government because you want to give to the poor. Second, your child in the womb is to be aborted because if you do not abort the child, then you will sacrifice your life. Another, in the example of euthanasia, one of your relative is dying and he is requesting to end up his life. that you kill him mercifully because he does not want to experience the prolonged suffering of pain. Or say for instance, you kill someone in defending your life. What do you choose? Let someone kill you? Or kill someone in defense just to save up your life? So these situations are example of what we call situations of moral dilemma, that we encounter conflict or confusion in deciding what to do or how to choose, since good and evil are apparent. It means we do not know what particular consequence will happen. So it means that we do not know what will happen. We might sacrifice this value, or we might sacrifice this. So when you choose one, you reject the other. When you choose the other, you reject one. So now, what to do in terms of moral dilemma? In indirect voluntariness, philosophers, moralists, and ethicians would recommend the principle of double effect. The principle of double effect contains four principles. The actions might be evil, might be good, or might be indifferent. Second, your intention should always be for the good. The third, evil is just a consequence. Fourth, the action must always be directed towards the good, and the evil just follows and precedes, but automatically the main intention is for the good. These are principles of double effect. However, in terms of moral dilemmas, we have to understand that we don't need to rush. We need to stop, to think, and to listen. To stop. Most of the times, we want immediate. We want automatic. That is why most failures come because of rush, because of immediate actions without thinking. So we need also to think, what might we sacrifice when we do these things? What might we have to consider? What might happen as a result? So these are thinking strategies in order for us to treat moral dilemmas. Now, there are two ways in thinking. We have the rationalization, wherein we follow the feeling or the instinct in doing the action coming from the opinions. But we have also justification. Justification when we think towards the right thing. We judge towards the right thing coming from the levels of ethics and logic we have in our mind. So justification is always a reason process. The third one is we have to listen. We have to listen to the scenarios and situations. And by listening, we understand the nature of the situation. So these are the ways in how we counteract moral dilemmas in terms of principles. So, moral dilemmas are part of our life. but we are invited to stop, to think, and to listen, coming from the core principles of the double effect. And there are also other ways or other models that guides our thinking. Say for instance, the 7 reasoning process. This process or method guides us. Say for instance, we need first to gather the facts. By gathering the facts, we need to understand the problem. Second, we need to know the real nature of the problem. The third, we need to consider the stakeholders behind. The fourth, we have to integrate ourselves in the values that might be sacrificed. The fifth, we need to know the consequences. Six, we need to think of alternatives in our moral actions. And the seventh, we make a real decision making by the 6. So these are reasoning process or 7 reasoning models that direct us in solving moral dilemmas. Moral dilemmas are part of our growth in our life as a human person. So thank you everyone and God bless. By this time, you know whom to date with, what to choose with your life. But always consider that in moral dilemmas, we should stop, we should think, and we should listen so that we can solve the cases, the problems we have in our life. So, in psychology, Dr. Rose Clemenio would say that it's not good to be okay. It means that in our life, we need to always do the ways for our growth. So, thank you everyone for listening and God bless. I hope you study hard and you visit your modules.